Welcome to the rundown, y'all. What's going on? Man.
What's the word? What's shaking? Pork chops or bacon?
Pork chops or bacon? Bacon.
Yeah. I mean, I like pork chops.
You like? Yeah. I'm with that. I'm with either one, but the bacon. Wifey kind of got me hooked on that pork bacon a little bit every now and again. You know what I'm saying? She like the swine, and I guess I like it too. She don't like when I say, she like the swine or something, but but you like the swine.
I mess with the swine.
You know what I'm saying? I mess with swine every now and again.
Gotta do it.
Every now and again. But hope all is well, man. Again, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, we're on iHeartRadio and Stitcher. So y'all check us out on that. Follow and subscribe on YouTube. Go ahead and while you're doing it right now, go ahead and like this video.
Do like our boy J Mac, Jay Sanders, and hit the like.
Hit the like button. Jay Sanders, Down South Jedi.
Oh yeah, the legend.
Yes, sir. So
man, shout out to you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations, my guy. We're gonna salute the Browns. We just celebrated the reason why we were shooting this so late. It was Thursday. Yeah. What's the day? The 3rd? June 3rd.
Yeah.
We normally record on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, but Tuesday you were celebrating an anniversary.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? And so congrats to you on 8 years.
Yeah, appreciate it. And wifey, happy 8th anniversary. You know what I'm saying? The great 8. You know what I'm saying? Speaking into existence. You know what I'm saying? Every year we want to be great, but we want to take.
8 means new beginnings.
That, okay. I didn't even think about that. So we are definitely on that. So we salute to that.
And also, we just celebrated the holiday. So shout out to all the veterans, you know what I'm saying, who served in the country, who put their lives on the line. Like a couple of people who comment and share on our videos are veterans. Yeah. Our guy, Kevin McKelly, who always shares our videos and stuff. He actually he just retired. You know what I'm saying? Like he just retired. So salute to the guy. Hopefully the Lord blesses you on all your future endeavors as you go forward. But he made a career out of the military. And so,
happy time for him.
Yeah.
Man, because everybody, I work with the people that's retired.
Right, because you work on the base with all the veterans.
They live the good life. Got that check. You know what I'm saying? They
CTC, baby.
They doing good. They got the check. They doing good. So I want to go ahead and get into this rundown, bro.
Man, what we got?
First off, I couldn't, I know I sent you the docket and everything, but I had to start with something else first just because it was just hot. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, yeah. I was looking at that. I was like,
it was just kind of hot, man. Your boy, Dr. Fauci, you know what I'm saying? He admits the COVID may have come from a lab leak. And this is after, I think earlier today, actually, some of his emails were leaked. Some of his emails he had in the beginning of the pandemic were leaked. And this was one.
And did he profit off of the COVID pandemic?
Oh, very much so.
That was in the thing.
Very much so. He profited a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And so the lab leak, this is something that at the time, President Trump actually said happened in China. He called it the China virus. Right. And everybody was getting on him like, oh no, and he was shut down the borders and did all this stuff. And so this is turned out to pretty much kind of be true. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing, I think it was over 3,000 pages of emails obtained, I think, by the Washington Post, talking about his emails. And I think now I've heard a couple hours ago he's doing damage control, of course.
Yeah, you got to do damage control.
Saying it's not really what it looks like or what it seems. It's not really what it is that we're reading, basically. So
it's like when my daughter told me, I told you about this, like what they didn't saw what they thought they saw.
Okay.
Right. You get the WN.
Right.
Oh, that's a new award. We got one. You get the whatever nigga award.
Whoa.
So we got to find a meme or a gift for that. You know what I'm saying? So like Dr. Fauci gets the whatever nigga award.
Whatever.
So we have a new award.
Man.
Given out. So salute to you, Dr. Fauci, for getting the whatever nigga award for saying it's not what it looks like. And shout out, our guy Mystery at Mystery 84, and we told y'all to follow them at sapiens.biz. He always is posting, stuff. He actually, I gotta send it to you. He sent me a link of just like different video clips where, like Bill Gates is talking about, like it's slick, like
Talking about the COVID,
yeah, like saying like, you know what I'm saying, some like in order to see what the way people will respond, you may have to force a pandemic or force something to see what people will do and to see how they respond and to see like, so man,
it was on the seat, bro. Like that whole thing, I've been looking at it, you know, just this whole pandemic thing or COVID thing was conjured up pretty much by the Democrats. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just to it, and it all worked perfectly with the election, with the mail-ins. You can't go to the poll booth because you may get COVID. Right. You can't stand in line. You know what I'm saying? That's
what's called a red herring.
A red herring.
So it's in the 48 laws of powers.
Okay.
But so a red herring is like you get people to look this way, and a red herring is distracting.
Yeah.
You're looking at that, but what's really going on is over there.
Yep.
You know, and so like I used to like I don't say what job it was, but back in the day, like I used to do this. So like I'd always be talking to people over here. And so they'd be like, oh, that's who Raglan talking to, or that's who he looking at. Right. And you ain't know like that's who I was talking to over there, but I had to make y'all look this way so y'all wasn't paying no attention to what was going over there because I ain't need nobody in my business. Yeah. And so again, like politicians do it all the time.
So the whole time he's just the big problem is Trump. He's the racist. He's the bigot. He's the guy that's making racism in the United States.
And keep in mind, we're not Trump advocates.
We're
And don't put the COVID stuff in the description of the video because I'm sick of seeing that thing at the bottom.
I haven't in a while.
I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. We didn't ask for that.
It pops up anytime they see the COV on there. Anytime they see the COV, it comes right up. But this whole thing with Dr. Fauci, y'all actually look at it. I sent you something actually. I
saw that.
Jim Jones sent something because he's always been out there in public talking about he's not getting vaccinated and but he was kind of making fun of y'all getting vaccinated. But like I said, it's everyone's choice on that. But like I said, I think this is just exposure season, dog. Everything this is just. This is exposure season. A lot of people getting exposed. A lot of people are getting, really getting to see what they're really about nowadays. And this is just, par for the course. And
that's your phrase.
That's the
par
phrase.
For the course.
And I believe, we would have saw something even more crazy if years ago, if Hillary Clinton emails didn't get deleted.
And so again, like. We read this before on here, but like y'all, when we talk about conspiracy theories, a conspiracy theory is a belief that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or an event. So like when you think about the definition, a belief that some covert, that means somebody hidden, somebody in the shadows, but they're influential organization, they're responsible for a circumstance or an event. Like I'm not going to say I am a conspiracy theorist, but I do believe that certain organizations are responsible for certain events, and that's all we are saying. Right. And everything that's done in the dark comes to light. We always find out years later. Yeah. And actually the CIA was the one that made it a bad term or made people to look like it was crazy because in 1967, it was people that was not satisfied with the explanation of the Kennedy assassination. So they've made it like, oh, y'all crazy, y'all quacks. But now, you can't look up any video of the Kennedy assassination. You got hundreds of people saying that the mob was involved, that Lee Harvey Oswald was the fall guy, that he wasn't operating alone, that it was multiple gunmen, that all of these different people were involved in it. Yep. Different people who were working in the government got promoted after the assassination because they were in on it. And so all we're saying is just like these emails is coming to light, like the emails with President Biden's son that came to light, just like Hillary's emails that you just spoke about came to light, just like we found out about, the Bushes were connected with Hitler back in the day. Like you find out all this stuff.
All this stuff there. About Michael X, when we said something about Michael X a few months ago.
Right. Months ago.
Yeah. About how that has come to light as far as the NYPD being a part of it and stuff like all this stuff. And I think it's a negative connotation now. A lot of people want to say conspiracy theorists, they look at you as quacks or, I think people put that label on people, but in reality,
and
like
again, you said, some of the stuff is outlandish and crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about way back when they assassinated Lincoln and you find out that all these different people was involved in it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so all of this stuff to think that, again, these people are not involved, but it's constant information just coming forward. People coming forward, dropping dimes, dropping a bomb. What's the guy? I believe it was Snowden that fled the United States, and he put out all this stuff. It was like all this stuff is going stuff that people thought, oh, Big Brother is watching, and he confirmed all of that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, we're not telling you to do anything, man. If you want to get vaccinated, you want to get a microchip put in you. You whatever you want to bark like a dog, quack like a duck. More power to you. Hey, that's your business. I'm not gonna tell you not to. I'm not gonna look at you funny.
High? Yeah,
you know, if you do it. But you know, again, we just want to give you the other side of the information.
Look at it, man. Look at it. And okay, in the next up here, actually, President Joe Biden. We just celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Black Wall Street, and he was he actually made I think he spoke for like an hour. You know what I mean? A whole hour. You know, it was a lot of gibberish. And what I want to hit on is actually one of the statements that he actually made. He actually said that young Black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are, but they don't have lawyers. They don't have accountants. Now, this is 2021. You know what I'm saying? I really want to hit on that just because I don't think in the Black community we have problems getting lawyers.
No,
or have problems getting accountants.
No, we don't have that problem.
We have those in our community, in our family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lawyer that's in our family. You know what I'm saying? In our immediate family.
No, I got a lawyer right now. Like I can call I ain't gonna say his name on here, but if you drive his billboards are up. They're all around Memphis. Yeah. If you see the billboards up with the light skinned dude with the good hair, like it ain't nothing but a phone call.
Right.
I ain't got to do nothing but make a phone call.
Yeah.
But that ain't my problem. My problem with the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my problem ain't with no account. Like we got an accountant to go. Him and his son.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Man, kept it in the family.
Yep.
Man, nothing but got his number right now.
Yep.
And he like, man, I'm not gonna charge you for that, man. Call me.
Yeah.
That ain't the problem. The problem is the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a deeper it's a deeper issue. And that's what, you know, to me, when I hear even President Biden talks now, when he said, dude just seemed like lost. I don't know much longer he got lost. He looked like he's just old, like he's just about to, you know what I'm saying, don't have much longer to stay here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, think about how hard it is for
crazy.
us to just get a business loan in our own community.
Yeah.
Forget you trying to, we stay in Bartlett. Forget trying to get one in Bartlett, but if we was back in, we both
Raleigh,
spent a lot of time of our teenage years in Raleigh. Mm-hmm. Try to get one in Raleigh. Fraser. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Douglas, the Mound. Like a lot of my childhood before the teenage year, South Memphis.
Uh-huh.
I know people who still live in South Memphis. My family still live in South Memphis. You got to be some type of executive to get a business loan in your own neighborhood. And that's so some of the stuff he's saying, man, I would say it's coonish, but I don't think that white people can be coons.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Something to think about. Yeah,
buffoonish, maybe.
It's cray. It's cray. It's just crazy. When you look at the statement, it's almost like he's, even talking down to us and giving this whole
it's
thing.
Our fault.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, in giving this whole thing of the 100th anniversary, and I don't know if you heard, it was talking about giving, I think $500 billion or something to underprivileged, communities and stuff like that. But to me, when I look at it, bro, it's even when stuff, it's not even labeled black. It's anybody can be underprivileged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be white underprivileged, Mexican, Latino, Hispanic underprivileged stuff.
Rest in peace. We said this last podcast, the legend Paul Mooney. Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Nobody want to be a nigga. So cause again, they'll hop on that bandwagon.
Yep. And
get the money. But when it comes time, and we're not gonna bash, any again, we agree with the Stop Asian Hate, but I promise it was not a lot of, as a whole, I'm not talking about individuals, I'm talking as a whole, was not jumping on our bandwagon with us. Right. You do it when it's convenient, when you're trying to get something.
Right.
But when you don't have nothing on the line, when you don't have anything invested, when you're not trying to get your own bill passed, stand with me and get shot at with me and get hosed down with me and get dog sicked on me, and you don't have a dog in the fight, You just say the way that you're being treated is not right, and I stand with you.
And look at these things as all no coincidence. What we just talked about, Dr. Fauci, lab leak, China, Asian hate crime bill. You know what I'm saying? Start connecting the dots. You know what I'm saying? And you won't be too far off.
And who owns most of our debt?
China. In China.
So yeah, you don't need nothing going wrong against China because that's who owns our debt. That's who we own. That's who signs our checks.
Right.
That's who got the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Our biggest import is from where? China. And Asian countries.
Yep.
Like you can't lift up nothing that look made in China. Like, so you don't want to piss them off.
Mm-hmm.
Because as big and as powerful as our military is, like, they got kind of way more people than we do.
Right. And
we don't want them problems.
And the thing we grew up with, Nintendo, where'd that come from? I remember the thing perfectly. Everything come from China. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, like, proof is in the pudding, but check that was definitely interesting with what we call the Moneybag Joe.
Man, Moneybag Joe.
Moneybag Joe. And another thing on the rundown here, this is just a kind of maybe a quick note or something, but I saw the video. Maybe I even put it down below or something. But during this 100th anniversary year of the Black Wall Street, you know, there were leaders, politician leaders, even on the left, like they're dancing. It's like a celebration, you know, type of thing. Like, I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm just looking at this 100th year thing, and to me it's nothing to celebrate, not even in any, because it's not like nobody got reparations from it. Ain't nobody, the survivors get any type of anything from it.
You know, when the Sons of the Confederacy celebrate, like usually like some black people go missing, like niggas get killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They lost.
Yeah.
But they celebrate by, you know, your uncle or something. You ain't seen him in a couple of years. He went missing around the time that they were celebrating, commemorating they lost in the Civil War. So what are we dancing for? Like, now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go, you know, kill no white folks in Tulsa. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, like you said, you know, reparations. We ain't getting no monetary. Like, I don't have to get anything personally because I'm not from Tulsa.
Not
but
from around there. I
would certainly agree that the survivors or the children of survivors or the children of families that were murdered, slaughtered, get some. I'm certainly down for that.
Right. And that would be something,
you know what I'm saying,
to actually celebrate.
Like, what are we dancing for?
The dancing, and it's just like, and like I said, all this to me is just a lot of exposure. You really just exposing people and what we actually think about this whole thing. There's a lot of people that don't look like us are profiting off this 100th year, you know, anniversary thing, and they're politicizing
and they're not giving them, you know what, let's give some money to some black-owned businesses to open up.
Yep.
Get them some tax breaks.
Yep.
Allow them to put up businesses in their own communities to where they can thrive.
That would be
like some cool shit to me.
Yeah, that would be actually good to have. But the dancing, like, why are you doing the funky Y2C going down,
shucking
like,
and jabbing? You
know what I'm saying? Doing that, like, I don't see the need. So, but this next one here on this rundown, I do want to get into Black Lives Matter co-founder. I remember seeing her face. I never remembered her name. Patrice Cullors. She resigned from the BLM, Black Lives Matter. That is, people don't know what the BLM is. Black Lives Matter. Because basically she got, you know, got caught in the cookie jar for the most part.
So what are the allegations?
The allegations is that there have been reports out here. I read some of the reports. Basically, she been on a mansion house binge. The last few months, she has bought 3 different mansions. You know what I'm saying? High-end homes, snagging 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million in the U.S. alone. That's not including, you know, what, you know, maybe other stuff overseas she was doing, you know, and, you know, so basically doing all of this, buying all these properties up, and the criticism is basically that she hasn't, you know, the money is really not going to where it really needs to go for the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of families that have been affected, like, you know, we say Breonna Taylor, Trayvon, whoever else, that's been over the last 4 or 5 years. George Floyd, Eric Garner,
Philando Castile.
Right. They have been complaining and have criticized her for this because now she got all these private planes and, so it's looking very, very fishy. And even for me, when I look at this, to me, Black Lives Matter has always been to me, if you're really true about it, it's kind of like a calling, because that's what you are trying to do as far as Black Lives Matter, trying to help, Black people against police brutality, whatever your cause is, LGBTQ or whatever like that. So if that's your thing, like, how are you at this time? She's just 37. She's been in it for the last 4 or 5 years. How are you resigning from something of this magnitude? It's not. It was pretty much like a job for her. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like it was like a business. Right. It wasn't
not like your calling or your purpose.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So she benefited off it. Pretty high like. So what you think about that, Rag?
To quote you, par for the course.
Par for the course.
I don't be trusting these niggas, man. Look, and when I say niggas, I'm not talking about black in this context. I'm talking about all of them. Moneybag Joe. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Fauci, Black Lives Matter. Like, I don't fool with none of you niggas. Like, I'm hard on all of you.
Yeah.
Because I'm big on legislation and not just representation. I'm big on laws being passed. I'm big on real reform. I'm big on real change. Like, I don't need to just see somebody in a position or a title. Mm-hmm. Like that's why I'm hard on some of these whack ass preachers who you big on, you got a good sermon, but then, your people hurting. What you doing? What are you really doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who are you really impacting? Got a bad name in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like you supposed to like the song You Gotta Be Ready. My guy DJ Black. You know what I'm saying? What do you say? Everybody call him Reverend Doc Pastor Bishop. Got a fine Cadillac, kids and wife in position, but in the nighttime he like fine wine and fine women. Right. But in the early morning service, that's clearly the fine sinning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you say? In all truth, I like dude. He cool to talk to, but it seemed like when you going through something, he never call you. Like that's my issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so again, these people, you got all these good sermons, but your people are struggling. There's no legislation, but you buying 4 different high-end houses. You know what I'm saying? And like, we still trying to get a business loan from the bank. Like, what are you really helping? What are you really doing? Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? And you've used that cause to line your pocket.
Yeah.
But when the heat got turned on,
it ain't working.
Then now it's like, but you guess what? You still got your money though.
Right. The money ain't going nowhere. Now she she done signed a couple deals, I think, with Warner Brothers now. She about to make movies and books. And so she set. You know what I'm saying? She set off. And I do want to bring up here, it was another guy from this Black Lives Matter movement that actually he quit maybe within the last week or two. I think his name is Rashard Turner. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He had, I just want to read a couple of statements he had about that, about the BLM. He said, I believe the organization stood for exactly what the name implied. Black lives do matter. He said, however, after a year on the inside, I learned they had little concern for rebuilding Black families. And he goes on and talking about his personal situation, his experiences being inside the organization. I think he was the head guy in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he had a lot, I guess, especially in the last year with all, Castile, Dante Wright, and whoever else that was George Floyd. Yep, George Floyd. And so he was in the know, in the actual day-to-day stuff, and he quit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is exposure season, y'all. So just keep your eyes open, especially you woke folks, dog. Wokey.
Man, what we got next?
What we got next here? We got your favorite VP. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I say her name. Kamala, am I saying it right? VP, Vice President Kamala Harris was bashed. This is actually before last weekend for the Memorial Day weekend. She, in a tweet, she said, enjoy the long weekend. You know what I'm saying? In turn, it's not outlandish, but when you're somebody of her stature, of her, you're could you say the second most powerful person in the world, as a VP, you should know you not acknowledging Memorial Day, the military, anything of that nature is going to get, you know what I'm saying? So,
and whether you look again, whether or not you agree with the military, like, let's just be real.
Yep.
Every single person who's under the sound of our voice, we'll take you to church. Everybody under the sound of our voice.
Let's go.
You have somebody who has served in the armed forces, Air Force, Navy, Marines, National Guard, Coast Guard. These are the armed forces. These are the people who are sworn to protect our freedoms.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta I'm tell you off camera, but shout out to my guys. You know what I'm saying? Art Gibson, Glenn Milligan, Tyrone Dixon. Like, these guys are all with the National Guard.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Some of them have served overseas in Afghanistan and Iraq and Iran, put their lives on the line. I used to work with a guy at the post office, my homeboy Jaquan. You know what I'm saying? Who was in the Army. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys who my homeboy Kevin McKelly, you know what I'm saying? Our homeboy Justin Montgomery. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? From the Brit. Like, a lot of the people that we went to breath with, I had some uncles, my dad's uncles who no longer living. My uncle Robert, my uncle Charlie, my uncle Sang, like, all of them served in the military. My mom's brother, my uncle Pete, served in the military. We all got. I enlisted. I enlisted in the Army once. I enlisted in the Marines one. Now, I withdrew both times. I didn't go. You know what I'm saying? I was able to pull out. Pull out, gang. But I enlisted twice because I was getting ready to go be all I could be.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is about those people, whether or not you agree with the wars, whether or not you agree. Like, it's people we know, like our ancestors and older relatives didn't agree with Vietnam. What Muhammad Ali say, no Viet Cong did nothing to me. Yeah. It ain't about that. It's people who went and lost limbs.
The respect factor.
Before it was called PTSD. Yeah. It was called shell shock. They got shell shocked. You know what I'm saying? They were still seeing bodies dying, their brothers, people who they went through basic training with, people who they built rapport with. You dragging them along, and as you're dragging them, you look and half of their body gone. You know what I'm saying? You should, like, we sitting up here talking and we dodging gunfire, and you look over and I done got my head blown off. You got to live where you see that. You know what I'm saying? You got to go back and tell my folk, you got to go back and get them the flag and say, hey man, you end up, my kids end up being your God kids because we served together. And you like, I'm going to make sure your kids straight. We know people who've gone through that. That's what Memorial Day is about. It's not about a long weekend. And we enjoy it. Like I was with Tyrone Dixon. I was at his house. You know what I'm saying? For Memorial Day. My other homeboy, Assis, was over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, one of the coolest white boys ever. But that's what Memorial Day is about. It's not about a long weekend. And I know you got some veterans in your family. You got some uncles that serve. You know what I'm saying? And
my uncle Wayne, I think you seen him. 6'5", 6'6".
The real
right. He served in Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? He had to go through a lot of stuff, PTSD stuff. He had that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff he was going through, within that. But just like I said, people that it's close to me and you because we're in different realms to where we're close to it. You know what I'm saying? I work on a military.
You work with a lot of veterans. So on the base, and it's not just Navy people. You work with Army, Marines, Air Force, our homeboy E, his dad. You know what I'm saying? Mr.
He was in the Air Force, right?
He was Air Force because he ended up being a pilot for FedEx after that.
That's right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got people that are close to us, whether it's familiar relationships, whether it's friends, whether it's parents or friends. That's what it's about. It's not about a long weekend. And so that's not the worst thing she's ever said or done. But I don't care about you being an AKA. I don't care about you going to an HBCU. I don't care about you being a black woman or woman of color, whatever you choose to be this week. I don't care about your representation. I care about you understanding the position that you are in. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're in an executive position, you have to keep what kind of mindset, JB?
You got to keep that executive mindset.
And then you also have to keep it how, JB?
You got to keep it presidential. Got to keep it presidential. Because if you're in that position, you have to know before you press send what you are doing. So next up, let's go here. This is actually something in my wheelhouse here, tennis. You know what I'm saying? Naomi Osaka. she drops out or resigns out of the French Open because I follow her on Instagram. So she put out this long post basically detailing why she doesn't want to talk to the media during the French Open. I think she's obviously going through some mental challenges. And so she just thinks that some of the media can manipulate her after her match. And she just don't want to deal with it. So after doing that, I think after maybe her first match or something, and she didn't want to talk to the media, the French Open, the tournament, they basically was like, nah, this ain't happening. You're going to get fined every time. You know what I'm saying? Or you going to talk to the media? And so she just ended up dropping out the tournament. And she's getting a lot of support from athletes. Steph Curry and everybody been retweeting her and, showing support. And that's fine because mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to that. But I ain't really mad at the French Open for really rules are rules. And actually I heard this, I don't know where I heard it from somebody, but when you're on her type of status and you're, you know what I'm saying, you're privileged in a sense because, you know what I'm saying, it comes with certain obligations. Right. Just like NBA players, you don't want to talk to the media, do a Marshawn Lynch.
Man, you read my mind.
You know what I'm saying?
You read my mind.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have.
You read my mind.
They're only going to get in your mind if you allow them to.
Man, you read my
mess
mind.
with their head. You know what I'm saying? If
one of the best rants ever was our boy Iverson.
Yep. Oh, yep.
We ain't talking about the game.
Right.
We said like you can take control of this situation. Like I ain't gonna lie, I thought you was going the opposite way. I thought I was finna say, nigga, we finna be on two sides of the spectrum. I saw my boy Kyrie. We with you, Queen. Like,
yeah, I understand. Like, if it's mean like, okay, you gonna quote unquote kill yourself. Like, no, baby, like don't even play the tournament. But like, are you going to retire from tennis? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to deal with them. I don't know if you heard what Venus Williams had to say about this. That was asked her about this after she won her match. She was like, basically, what you think about it? She basically said, look, I look at it like this. Any of you reporters that's asking me these questions, you can't play tennis like me. You never will. So anything you have to say, any of your opinions don't matter to me because y'all are just basically pawns. Y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't on my level. So why concern myself with what you have to say or your opinion of me when you can't go out and do what I do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I thought that was perfect because I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, this is what I blame. I blame the parents. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you got to know what you're doing and what you're getting into when you do this thing.
Yep.
You don't have a problem when you're winning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you like for the basketball players, when you drop 40, you good to talk about the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about, I did this, I did that. You go 2 for 19, all of a sudden you're a pawn.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to be me. You take a loss, I don't want to talk about the match, my mental health. But now if you blow somebody out in straight sets, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're good to talk. I want to talk after a loss, and that's understandable.
Right.
They said about Cam Newton. And I get it. He didn't really want to talk about the loss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Marshawn gave y'all the template. He's just going to answer the same. You're not going to control him. And guess what? Man, Marshawn was on Call of Duty. Marshawn got all types of endorsement deals. Marshawn is with is it Doritos?
Doritos.
He's Skittles.
It's McDonald's or something.
Like Subway. You know what I'm saying? Man, he parlayed all of that. And then it's like, dang, Marshawn got a lot of personality. He just didn't want to let the media portray and twist him a certain way. Yeah. So he would just say, my favorite, I'm thankful.
Right.
Or another one. Yeah. Every time they answer something, he would he was really thinking about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the Super Bowl one? I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah, here won't. Yep.
And he answered, I think he had to answer 5 reporters. Yeah. And when he answered his 5, he said, hey, I answered my 5. Y'all good? Right. And then in one, when he kept saying, yeah, and they was like, they tried to ask him a question to where he had to say yeah to it again. Right. And so he was like, so yeah, I got this fundraiser going on with my program back in Oakland. It's for underprivileged kids. Right. Y'all make sure y'all donate to that. I'm gonna have all these people. Like, you're not gonna run this.
Nope. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so you got to understand that comes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so again, I get it. Like they use black athletes to sell merch. They use us to push sports because they know if you get black dollars behind it, it's gonna blow, baby.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes we got to take a note from some of our white counterparts, like tennis, John McEnroe. Man, John McEnroe was snapping.
Yep. Yeah.
And he gave no fuck. Like he had no chill.
Zero.
McEnroe?
Yeah, zero.
Boy.
And that's the whole thing with Naomi. Like I said, I'm with her. Phenomenal player. I think she got next. You know what I'm saying? I think eventually she will probably challenge Serena Williams as far as getting up there with 10, 15, 20 grand slams. But, like you got to control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't drop out of every turn. But like I said, it could have been extreme to a certain extent where she'd been like, look, I'm going to lose it. If I go through this, that's fine. Do what you do. But you got to take control of that because, you know what I'm saying, people can only take control of you if you allow. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, like my celebrity and that was never on that level. But I remember, being on tour, young guy. At the time, I'm like 19 at the time. I'm on tour in different cities. We do a gig. And afterwards, we got to sit at a table and sell our CDs. Now, you know me, like you was my manager at one point. Like when I get through, I don't be wanting to talk to no, like I talk to you.
Right.
I talk to Kay. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Mikey, like MK, like we would talk, but like I don't want to be talking, like, because we processing the performance and everything.
Right.
I don't really want to be chopping it up with the people watching me and then like, it's nothing personal.
Right.
That's a part of it.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's not like I would smile and I would shake hands and kiss babies. You know what I'm saying? Kiss hands and shake baby. No, I wasn't shaking no baby. But
sign your little autograph.
You know what I'm saying? Signing my autograph on the CD. But that was a part of it. And I understood that. And we would tell some of the younger guys that was with us and some of the younger ladies that was with us, this is a part of it. If you don't want this part, do something else. But like if you can't deal when you're doing a song that people relate to, they're gonna want to clasp your hands and hold on to you and cheer your name and take a picture with you. That's a part of it. If you suffer from social anxiety or you do something else,
right? Teach
tennis, coach tennis.
Right. Don't
be out there trying to be a grand. You've already made a name for you. You can be a coach and be cool. You ain't got to talk to nobody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an artist, like, man, do your one hit, get your millions, and then just teach people how to operate in the studio.
Yeah, or write for somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Or you a hooper,
like
man, you done played, you done made your money, man, go be a coach or go be a trainer or something. You don't have to talk to nobody.
Right.
But if you're going to keep getting on that big stage,
right,
don't want to interview that's a part of it.
Yeah. Which much given, much is required.
That's it.
Let's keep going with this. Actually, we're going to start with these quickies real quick. And I know, let's get on this. With the ravishing
and I know
Rick
you're going to put
you saw that? You saw the Rick Rude up there.
That's right. Hey, I saw the Rick Rude. I saw the Rick Rude.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Let me take my robe off so I can show these ladies what a real man look like.
What a real man look
like.
like.
Rick Rude was that guy. What we got on these 2 minutes, nothing but a pump and a swivel.
Just real quick, Bill Cosby. He was denied parole after serving 3 years in prison. And so he basically got denied parole because he refused to take the sex offender classes that will get him out early, pretty much. And so he pretty much denied that, which in return, I ain't mad at him because he still saying that he's innocent. So why would you basically do a class just to say you're going to get out early?
I'm gonna tell anybody who's watching this, I'm going to tell you to watch it.
Let's go.
You know who Vlad TV is, right?
Yep.
He did an interview with an attorney named Tom Mesereau. And Tom Mesereau, like, he was Michael Jackson's attorney. He's actually one of Bill Cosby's attorneys. Like, dude, and I know this is a quickie, but like he's defended his track record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like he go to like underprivileged neighborhoods, like with black communities and like gang members and stuff. Like he defends people who can't afford him. He do it pro bono. So he about that life. Been about that life. You know, and he acknowledges that black people get treated differently than white people, like, and he's a white guy. But he said nobody talked about all the Bill Cosby cases that got dismissed because of perjury. Because of not just lack of evidence, but stuff that they were saying was evidence wasn't really evidence. Like those cases was being thrown out left and right.
Yeah.
And how they got he got 30-something, 40-something allegations and 30-something, 40-something allegations being thrown out. They talk about the allegations. They never talk about the exonerations. They didn't keep that same energy.
Right.
The one chick he in jail for, right before he got on the stand, the girl's roommate said that the girl was trying to extort money from Bill Cosby. She had the text messages. I'm finna get some more money from him by any means necessary. So you knew what it was. So in him saying he's innocent and he screwed himself because he got on the stand, they asked him, did you ever give her any drugs? And she said, I want something to help me relax. And I gave her something.
Right.
And so, I had this conversation with somebody today. Like, so you mean to tell me somebody been raping people for 40 years and the last 20, he just stopped? If you're a serial rapist, you don't just stop. Mm-hmm. Like in the last 10 years, you can get caught on cameras. You ain't been caught on nothing. Mm-hmm. And everybody that you're accused of is after 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. So again, I don't think he screwed up messing around on his wife. He had some questionable sexual activities, but I do believe it's a witch hunt. And this is a conversation for another episode. Yeah. But I have been falsely accused of something, not to that degree. Okay. But you remember because you was around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't get that same energy when they found out that it was a lie.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not just I need all the evidence. Uh-huh. I'm not just because it can be a million people saying, no, I need all the evidence because I was falsely accused of something when it came out that it was a lie. I didn't get those apologies. Right. I didn't get those, man, our bad. People acting like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. That's real, man. That's real. So these other quickies here, about these NBA playoffs, man. These NBA playoffs, I want to give a shout out, to the Memphis Grizzlies. We actually ended the season last night, lost 4-1 to Utah, and great season. Ja is a superstar. I love Ja.
What moves does Memphis need to make?
We need some shooters. We need a legit number 2. I'm not sure about Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, I am. Let him go.
I think that he can be a good role player.
What about my boy Prince?
Prince?
Yeah, Dylan Brooks.
He got me on that.
Hey, he got that Prince hair.
Yeah, he do.
Man.
Oh, DB. Oh, yeah, that's my guy now. Okay. I wasn't a believer before the beginning of the season.
We keeping Valanciunas?
He got to stay now.
Okay.
He got to stay.
What about Grayson?
Questionable.
I like Grayson.
He cool, but if we can get somebody better.
I mean, I know what I'm saying is because he comes off the bench.
Yeah. He cool.
So I like him as that guy who can come in and he got the dog in him too. You know what I'm saying? Grayson was that that white dude that went to Craigmont or Raleigh, Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like he got that dog in him.
Right. So but shout out to the Grizzlies, man. I think we can actually make some noise next year if maybe we can get your boy Levine from the Bulls. That's what I want to do.
No.
I want to get your boy Levine. So, but shout out Dame had a 55-point game with a record 12 3-pointers in a loss to Denver.
And what is that series? 3-1?
3-2 Denver.
Oh, okay.
3-2 Denver. And I just want to do a quick thing on that. I'm always I'm a Dame fan, but Dame, he ain't going nowhere with them boys. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna win nothing. A chip the way they are constructed now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stats, a lot of feel good stories, but where they're going to end up at the end of the day because the way the team is set up.
And as we speak, they're in the third quarter.
Okay,
Portland and the Nuggets, and Portland's up 99-95 with 30-some seconds left in the third.
I bet. Okay.
What do you think about the Lakers-Phoenix series?
Oh man, don't get me started with that. Our king, somebody's king, in the game 5 when they were getting stumped by 30, he left in the fourth quarter, went to the locker room with almost 6 minutes left. Like, I think that LeBron, being as great as he is, he will step up tonight in game 6 and actually help them. I'm not sure they'll win, especially if Anthony Davis don't play. But I like Phoenix to win this series. And
the Mavericks Clips.
Yeah, Luka, man. Luka's a problem, bro. Luka's a problem. I got the Clippers winning that series though.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pull it out.
I got the Clippers winning that series.
Yeah, I don't think they want to have a baby. They're gonna pull out.
Yeah.
Hawks
and Knicks. The Knicks got exposed. Shout out to the Memphis great D Rose. You know what I'm saying? He did what he did. The Knicks was asking him to do way too much, given the point where he's at in his career. He's a 6-man. He can't really carry your team now. What's up?
They let go of Austin Rivers.
That would have helped him though.
Because that would have helped old contract, but
that would have helped him though.
That would have been some buckets.
Yeah, that definitely would have been buckets.
Because he is a scorer.
He is.
He's not a traditional point guard. He's a scorer.
That is true.
Way more of a scorer than his dad was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Doc is probably going to be a better coach, but
yeah,
Austin can get a bucket.
I agree with that because Julius Randle is not a number one, man. I mean, he had a great year. I think most improved. He didn't have anybody
by himself though, like with him.
He can't.
He probably take a whole better served as a number
2 or 3. I think. Well, he's not, because to me he's like when he came out of college, he was looked at as the more athletic Zebo. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because he kind of got a junk game, don't really got a pretty game, and he
changed his game.
He did a little bit
because he was just a post player primarily in college.
Yeah,
and now he's like more on the perimeter.
Yeah, so but he did his thing. But what you think about this series that's going to be coming up? Brooklyn's going to play Milwaukee in the next round in the semifinals.
I hate that. I wish they would have played in the conference finals.
That would have been more dope. But I'm looking forward to it.
Although I guess the 76ers is going to play whoever that is because the 76ers are playing.
They're playing ATL.
Yeah,
they playing.
That's gonna be a sweep.
They playing ATL.
If they don't sweep or gentlemen sweep 5 games, I'd be surprised.
If Embiid plays now, Embiid is out. So if Embiid,
I think you know what.
If Embiid don't play against Atlanta,
we need to make up a new award.
Oof.
We need to make up a new award for people whose feelings are easily hurt, for people who are easily broken, for people who are easily injured. We need to have the Mr. Glass Award.
I do one better because
Mr. Glass
I'm
Award
a Cowboy fan.
Anthony Davis.
The Tony Romo Award. The Tony Romo Award. And that hurt me, but it's real.
I know.
The Tony Romo.
No, but I'm a Bulls fan.
Okay.
And so I even go back because we mentioned him earlier.
Okay, I'm about to say, I know you're going to say
because remember, one of them people, you remember I posted the thing where it had the jersey number and it had rows, and instead of having a number, it had the handicap thing in the wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it could actually be the Mr. Glass / Tony Romo / D Rose Award / Greg Oden's, award for.
Yeah. You heard what Charles Barkley said about AD the other night? He called him Anthony Street Clothes Davis because he be in street clothes. You know what I'm saying? All the time on the bench and not really out there helping his team.
Yeah. So that's a new award.
As funny as that is, it's true, man. And so.
And we got to make up an exaggerating award for actor, our best actor award, the LeBron James Award for best actor. Because LeBron, I promise, I mean, you could fart on him and he gonna look like,
oh man, he gonna win an Oscar. He gonna win an Oscar.
Oh no, he should have one.
He gonna win an Oscar this year.
He should have one.
He gonna win an Oscar. Now, this is the last thing on the quickie here. I don't know if you heard the new DMX album. I've heard a couple songs on there. They got a song on there with Jay and Nas, which is actually pretty good. But just like I thought, you knew it was just a lot of different records. He had different verses and they kind of stuck the verses on the songs. You know what I'm saying? But not a beats hot, because I think Swizz did most of the beats. They had a couple outside of Moneybag on there. He got a song with Moneybag on there.
Okay,
it's actually not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, any Memphis rapper. I mess with my Memphis rap. For me, you already know it's Memphis rappers.
Yeah, everybody else.
Fugiano.
Foogie.
I mess with Foogie. Free Foogie. Free food.
Free food.
But yeah, so. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely got it, and I just hate that because X was.
Yeah,
man, legendary, man.
Yeah,
and he's like the only rapper in history to have his first 5 albums all go number 1.
Right.
So it was what is the first one?
Yeah, 2 number 1s in 1 year.
I forget what the first one was called, but then the second one I think it was called Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. That was the second one. I can't remember what the first one was called. And then the third one was and then there was X, I think.
Yeah.
Then he had The Great Depression.
Yep.
And then the one that had Dog in the title.
Yeah.
But like all 5 of them, because the first 2 he had in 1 year, he released 2 in a year. They was both number 1. Then there was X. That's the one that had a Party Up and Y'all Gonna Make Me. Then it had What They Really Want From It. Like
the first John is Dark and Hell is Hot.
Okay, yeah, It's Dark as Hell is Hot. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. They was both released in the same year. They both went number 1. Then there was X, also went number 1. Then it was The Great Depression. Went number 1, and then it was
The Grand Champ.
Grand Champ. I said something had dog, but Grand Champ. That was it. The first 5, all number 1. The only one in history. And that's over Pac, Big didn't have 5. That's over Nas. That's over Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say, like, I don't know if Jay had a number 1 until maybe Hard Knock Life or Blueprint, maybe. But he had already released, like, you know what I'm saying, Reasonable Doubt, and then Volume 1, and then what's the one they had the movie for? Street something. No.
Exit Wounds?
No. Exit Wounds. He had a it was like kind of a street, it was like a soundtrack to kind of a Streets is Watching. Okay. Yeah, like that Streets is Watching soundtrack was considered an album. But then, like, you know, it was Hard Knock Life, which I think may have been number 1, and then maybe you know, Volume 3 had Big Pimpin' on it, but then I want to say maybe Blueprint was number 1, was a number 1. But DMX first 5. And so I just hate to see my guy, you know.
And like I said, it's not actually bad. It's just you can tell it was kind of jumbled together.
It was patchwork.
Yeah, you can tell it was kind of jumbled together though. But all right, y'all, that's it for the rundown, y'all.
Keep it presidential.